Inside Racing is brought to you by Dunlop.
The starting gun sounds for the era of inventions, the epoch of the motor car. It began 125 years ago. At around the same time, John Boyd Dunlop developed the first air-filled tyre. Hair-raising races were run, speed records and the eternal curiosity fueled the new sport. 1950, the first Formula One race ever. Giuseppe Farina in an Alfa Romeo. First pole, first win, first world champion. Today, the racing cars from that time are more in demand than ever. At the Solitude Revival, they get shown off on the former Formula One circuit.
This is a Cooper made in England in 1963. John Cooper was famous for building the first rear-engine Formula One car, and Jack Brabham won 2 world championships in Cooper racing cars.
His legendary racing car, a rarity, as only 3 have survived. Authenticity, a must.
So these days Dunlop are remaking tyres exactly the same as they were in the 60s. So we can get hold of the old rubber. The rest of the car is very much as it was when it was built in 1963. The only modification being, of course, that these days we wear seat belts.
Back then, in the days of Stirling Moss and Hans Hermann, racing cars primarily had to be one thing: damned fast. Only after numerous accidents did rules and safety regulations slowly force their way in.
Man kann das überhaupt nicht vergleichen.
You can't compare it all alone in terms of the vehicle. You can't. As you see here, we had a car with brakes and a gas pedal, but nothing like the steering wheel they have in Formula One. That's got 20 or 25 functions for the electrics. You just can't compare it.
Durch die Elektronik ist es komplett, es ist nicht vergleichbar. Und then
it also has to be said that in our days racing was very dangerous. We lost a great many friends. Before, Niki Lauda and Jackie Stewart then played a big part in making the circuits, the vehicles of course, and the materials much safer.
Die Rennstrecken sicherer zu machen, die Fahrzeuge, die Materialien.
With gloves and helmet, reviving old memories. Over the years, however, the tyres decay, so they get reproduced.
The tyres are made exactly as they were made 50, 60, 70 years ago. They are made on some equipment that I have never seen anywhere, and I think they are unique equipment in the world. We make these tyres on wooden drums, made of wood, and that is something I think never seen anywhere else.
In Birmingham, England, Dunlop makes the tyres using the old patented formula on machines as old as the classic Grand Prix cars. Help for the guys at the festivals and rallies.
Do you have sometimes strange phone calls from somebody speaking with a strong Italian accent, but has my very good English accent, as you say, and asking us, hey, my Alfa Romeo needs some tyres, what can I do? And we check in our catalogue, we check if we can plan our factory, and we try to make as much as possible what the customer wants, exactly as it was when the car was new.
One customer from Goodwood, Jonathan Botting, a Bugatti fan, with a delicate touch and driver's feel, both linked to wheel suspension and the size and form of the tyre.
Yeah, they're very thin, but that makes it a very lively drive. It means that even at low speed you can start to drift it, which makes it fun to watch. So if as a spectator you see this car coming, it may not look very fast, but as soon as you get onto the corner, particularly if it's a reverse camber like Malcolm, the car goes very light, but you can dance with it. It's a very, very light vehicle, very good fun to drive, very easy to drive it.
Air blowing past your head. The smell of petrol in the air, engines roaring as vehicles drift across the asphalt. It's what racing cars are made for, then and now.
Inside Racing was brought to you by Dunlop.